Hello, my name is Maximus. I'm a Roman gladiator and servant to the most powerful empire in the world. Over the course of this video, I'll be introducing you to Rome and the history of the city, with a look at its famous rulers and emperors, as well as giving you the backdrop to my everyday life before looking at some of the city's famous monuments and the Roman Empire. So buckle up and enjoy. Rome was initially founded by the two gods of war, Romulus and Remus, who were left on the banks of the river Tiber in a basket to die before being saved by a wolf who would later go on to mother them, according to the legend. This was only just the beginning though. Under the leadership of military hero Camillus, by 264 BC, the Romans would have gained control of the entire Italian peninsula. Thanks to its success in the Punic Wars, the empire would also expand into a section of North Africa as well as Macedonia, defeating King Philip V's army along the way. Of course, it wasn't just in land gained the empire benefited from this mass expansion. Thanks to contact with more advanced cultures like that of the Greeks, the Romans educated themselves about more like society, health, education and general well-being. Examples of literature appeared around 240 BC with translations of Greek classics into Latin showed the empire was on the up. However, under the increased weight and pressure of its growing empire, as well as the complex state of its political institutions, the Roman Empire began to show cracks. Not for the first time did the internal political struggles of the Republic cost Rome. Thanks to this, the empire was even at risk of shattering and collapsing altogether. Therefore, not for the first time would the empire need a Roman figurehead to steer it back on the right path. When the leader of the late Roman Republic and victorious military leader Pompey returned to Rome, he formed an alliance with the wealthy Marcus Crassus and then rising political Tsar Julius Caesar, known as the first triumvirate to restore Rome to its initial power. The triumvirate lasted from 59 BC until Crassus's death in 53 BC, which meant Pompey was forced to step in and take control of Rome in these events. His control lasted until 49 BC when Caesar and one of his legions crossed the Rubicon River, igniting a civil war in Italy, from which Caesar would emerge victorious and become the outright dictator of Rome in 45 BC. However, Caesar's control would only last a year after he was murdered by one of his enemies. Once again, the control of Rome was up for grabs. However, after joining forces with Marcus Antonius, Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, declared war on Antony and Queen Cleopatra of Egypt before defeating them in the naval battle at Actium in 31 BC. Having committed suicide in the wake of their defeat, Antony and Cleopatra were no longer an issue for Octavian in his pursuit of power. Therefore, by 29 BC, Octavian was the sole leader of Rome and all its provinces. Octavian would now change his name and become Augustus in 27 BC, making him the first emperor of Rome. It was here Augustus would demonstrate his shrewd sense of leadership. To ensure his dominance, he made his position as absolute ruler acceptable to the Roman people by apparently restoring the old political institutions of the Republic, but in reality, he was simply retaining all the power himself. A further example of Augustus's shrewd leadership was the Principate, something he founded in 27 BC. The Principate was a system of monarchy headed by and chosen by an emperor holding power of Rome for life, so Augustus himself. So with this, Augustus was effectively handpicking his government, the people he wanted to be making decisions regarding both policies abroad and at home, knowing he could heavily influence them and have final say. Thanks to this level of dominance, Augustus could make the big decisions regarding the future of Rome and the empire. At home, he embarked on a widespread programme of reconstruction and social reform. Rome was transformed with new buildings, with Augustus ensuring his legacy would last well beyond his passing by means of coins and statues he ordered to be made. Abroad, Augustus was responsible for creating a standing army for the first time in Rome's history, which would embark on a victorious campaign of expansion designed to protect Rome from the barbarians beyond the frontiers. After what was a thoroughly effective reign, Augustus would eventually pass away in 14 AD. Meaning he would unfortunately miss the chance to see Rome's empire at the peak of its powers, something he had contributed so much to. He was replaced by Tiberius Nero. Nero did enjoy initial success during his reign, improving the civil service and restoring Rome's financial condition being the two highlights. However, Tiberius lacked Augustus's natural rapport with the Senate, leaving him an increasingly unpopular figure, meaning that after being involved in allegations of tyranny, after being considered over-reliant on the ambitious and brutal Leganus, Tiberius returned to Capri in 27 AD and never returning to Rome. we reconvene with Titus, heir to Vespasian, someone that during his time achieved great things as emperor. Titus was no exception. Having enjoyed an excellent military career, Titus returned to Rome in 69 AD to be groomed for emperor. Like his father, Titus enjoyed a superb relationship with the Senate, who in turn had no reason to question him. Titus also earned himself a place amongst the hearts of the Roman people for the lavish games he put on at the Colosseum, which he himself opened in 80 AD.